You think that pleasure comes from wasting time, from watching internet porn, from spending hours watching sports, from checking on the Instagram feed. It seems kind of relaxing, kind of fun, or socializing, etc. And you think of discipline. Working hard is not fun at all. You've got to change that. You can never develop healthy habits unless you change your notion of pleasure. Pleasure isn't getting immediate rewards and immediate gratification. It's in 1 month or in 1 year, I will have finished this project, and it'll give me a sense of fulfillment and happiness. It'll be far greater than anything I could have gotten, that instant kind of gratification that my bad habits gave me, right? So alter your sense of pleasure. So if you give yourself a challenge, I was going to start this business in a year, and you say, no, I'm going to start it in 2 months. Everything will kick into gear, and you will develop these habits because you have to. Now, how do you create deadlines for yourself? Well, that's a whole other subject. You tell people about it. You announce that you're going to start this business. You announce that you're both working. You announce that. And to not do that will be kind of humiliating. It'll be shameful. So you sort of force yourself into that. But working hard on something has to become a form of pleasure, or you're never going to be able to develop the requisite discipline to get anything done. And so what will happen is, and you can practice this on small levels, you can practice this like 1 week, I want to accomplish this. And I don't know if I can do it in a week. You tell your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whomever, your dog, you're going to finish it 1 week. Right? And you know it's going to be difficult, right? But you test yourself, you try, and you'll notice that you're working hard. And if you don't quite reach it, well, wow, it was kind of, I did more than I thought I could. If you do reach it, you feel pride, you feel excited about yourself, you learn, you push past your limits, you understood that doing this has reward. And that's how you'll gain these other forms of habits and become more productive, by giving yourself these kind of large-scale rewards. See, the true pleasure in life lies in delaying gratification and working on something longer term.
This took me like 30 years to figure out, and I figured it out on this tour. So there's this old idea, that you have to rescue your father from the belly of the whale, right? From some monster that's deep in the abyss. You see that in Pinocchio, for example, but it's a very common idea. And I figured out why that is, I think. So imagine that we already know from a clinical perspective that, if you set out a path towards a goal, which you want to do because you need a goal and you need a path, because that provides you with positive emotion, right? So you set up something as valuable, so that implies a hierarchy. You set up something as valuable, you decide that you're going to do that instead of other things, so that's kind of a sacrifice, because you're sacrificing everything else to pursue that. And then you experience a fair bit of positive emotion and meaning as you watch yourself move towards the goal. And so the implication of that is that the better the goal, the more full and rich your experience is going to be when you pursue it. So that's one of the reasons that's one of the reasons for developing a vision and for fleshing yourself out philosophically, because you want to aim at the highest goal that you can manage.
You ever seen a flea? One of the smallest insects, really small, one of the smallest insects. But for his height and size, and flea has the highest vertical leap in nature for an insect. A flea can jump, has a 36-inch vertical. A flea, man, can come 36 inches off the ground. His vertical is 36. The average person can't do that. But a flea can jump 36 inches off the ground. If you capture the flea and you put him in a mayonnaise jar and you put the lid on it, the flea know one thing: I got a 36-inch vertical. So here he go. He started jumping, but he gonna hit himself on that lid because he got that lid on it. But after a while, after getting knocked down so many times, the flea makes an adjustment. So now the flea only jumps just to where he don't get knocked back down. He got 36 vertical, but since this lid is on, his environment got him now jumping nowhere near what he came. Capture some more fleas and put them in there. They got 36 vertical, but then they start jumping. They find out they keep getting knocked down. They start doing what the other fleas is doing. Next thing you know, got a jar full of fleas in there, ain't even using a 36-inch vertical. because they got a lid on the job. Them fleas have babies. Them babies is born into the conditions of the environment. So now guess what? The flea is born with a 36-inch vertical, but because he see his mama and daddy and all his cousins and friends jumping just barely to the roof, you know what he do? He duplicates that behavior. The flea never reaches his potential.
We all have hidden potential, but we don't know how to unlock it. So why do we often underestimate our own potential? We judge ourselves by our starting abilities. And this is more common for people with fixed mindsets, but even people with growth mindsets. You try a new skill, it doesn't go well, and you think, this is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. And then it gets worse when other people also, you're not just underestimating yourself, you're also being underestimated by others. Other people watch you and say, yeah, you don't have you're not a prodigy. You're not a natural. You don't have the talent that it takes. And I think the big myth there is that raw talent is the most important driver of how high people climb. It's not. Motivation and opportunity matter more than raw ability for growth.